Hello, everyone. How you doing? Good to see you.
Hey, everybody.
Look like I may need to push that camera over just a little bit, but we're okay. And when this starts, I want to hear it here.
For listening to Soul Radio. The opinions expressed in this program are those of the host and the guest. This station is not responsible for any claims or representations made and does not endorse or recommend any products or services mentioned. As flow as Jay-Z with the dog of Snoop and the soul of Levert. Bringing you words of wisdom like TD Jakes and filling our spirit with Jacqueline, Sap, and Franklin, where you can find your rhythm and words. Get ready for 2 hours of real talk. It's time for Let's Stay Together Talk.
Good afternoon, or should I say good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Let's Stay Together Talk Show. Your host, Reverend Rick McCain, along with my baby, my girl, my boo, author Brenda McCain, author and designer Brenda McCain. How you doing, baby?
I'm tired, but I'm doing good. It's great to be alive to say I'm tired.
Yeah, it is great to
Still
be
here.
alive to say that I'm tired. It's just wonderful to be in the land of the living, as the old folks used to say, the land of the living. And it's good to be around. I'm gonna do my own shout out, and tomorrow's gonna be my birthday.
I was going to shout it out.
I'm just saying, tomorrow's my birthday, and I'm getting a little bit older, and the best present I can get is that the Lord has let me live another day, another year.
Amen.
And so
It's been some
everything
rough
else
2
after
years.
that is gravy, whatever I get. Like, hey, give it to me. What you say? Give it to me right away. He gave me what I wanted.
Rick James.
Yeah.
Okay.
He gave me what I wanted, and that was life. So we're doing a shout out today. Got any shout outs you want to do before we start the show?
My husband's birthday is tomorrow. And I thank God for sparing him every morning to open his eyes. We might be going through some physical pain, but we are still here. But he's here, as they say, going around the moon and the sun another year. So
Yeah.
that is beautiful. I'm
Yeah.
glad that you are going to be here.
And that physical pain is, still there. I'm going to be waking up tomorrow with the same sciatic nerve pain that I've had for almost the last 3 months. But I will say that it's getting better. And I do want to thank the people at the Hammond Chiropractic Center out in Hammond, Indiana. I mean, if you're looking for a place to go to, look for the Hammond Chiropractic Center. They are so friendly, so nice. I really enjoy going there. They're really helpful, and I am getting better. I will say that I am getting better because of that. And his name is Dr. Ron. Dr. Ron is great. So I'm going to read it out properly. It's the Hammond Chiropractor. I'm going to read it out. Hammond Chiropractor Life Center is in Hammond, Illinois. So that's the Hammond Chiropractic Life Center. I guess if I'm going to give the name, I should say it right. And I'll say it one more time because I've messed it up 2 times. The Hammond Chiropractic Life Center in Hammond, Illinois. Check it out. Dr. Ron is excellent. He does an excellent job with breaking down the videos to let you know what it is. Shows you, the x-rays. They do the x-rays right there. He has an x-ray machine, which is great. You don't have to wait for x-rays of someone else. And the young ladies there are nice, and wonderful, and always sweet and caring. So definitely there's a place that you want to check out. I was going to keep the window open, but we've got a barking friend that's constantly barking at us right now. So yes, turn on your fan. Anything else shout outs you want to give before we go?
I know it is, but I keep forgetting the main one with you.
Yeah.
To wish you happy birthday.
There was someone we wanted to do some prayers out for. Someone was going through some things. Someone was going to do that on the show.
Yeah, I did. My mind is a blank, but I do want to give out a shout out to a beauty supply store. I don't have a card with me, but it was Can, CAN, and Bloomington, Illinois. If you ever in that area, it is a black owned beauty supply store, and that's big news there because they don't have a lot of black-owned businesses there. So they're getting started, getting up, and we know as African American women, we need our products. So if you're in that area, check them out. You could Google them, or if you're in Bloomington, just the town not that big, you will find it.
Yeah, and just be patient. They may not have everything you want right away, but they're working on it. You just want to support black businesses. Just help support black businesses, and we would appreciate that. I know there was something else that we said somebody was going through. Was it at the church that we were talking about? Somebody.
Hopefully, I'm not sounding too low. Can you hear me now? Text me or say something out there and let me know.
Who said that?
Renee said that.
Okay. Hopefully she's not too low, because if she is, I can't turn up her mic, but hopefully she is talking louder. I'm gonna check that out on the radio and see how you sound. But you should sound okay. There's nothing changed from yesterday. So just talk a little bit. Let me see if I can hear you.
Okay, shout out to my sister in Bloomington. Love you, Renee. Shout out to my mom in Chicago. Love her, as well as all my girlfriends, my tribe out there. I love you guys. We stand strong together, and I just want to keep saying, stay safe out there, because it's a lot going on with people that just still think we're not in a pandemic. So if you have to remind them, feel free to do that, because I actually have a letter that I wrote in today because
Okay.
I want to share something. I want people not to forget.
And you might just be a little bit lower. Your mouth is not as big, or your voice is not as deep. So just make sure you speak into the mic when you're talking.
She said I'm okay now.
Okay, so great. Hey, I'm gonna have some fun today too, because I'm talking about Bloomington, Illinois today. In my What the Heaven, What the Hell, we're gonna be talking about Bloomington, Illinois. What the heaven, what the hell? Do they cook out there in Bloomington? Gonna have a little fun out there, because we went to go visit my sister-in-law. Love my sister-in-law. Enjoyed being out there with her. I'm glad she got a chance to spend time with her little sister, Brenda.
That's right.
But I got a beef with them. There. My God, what is wrong with these people? We'll talk about that. Let's talk about it. Speaking of talking about things, let's talk about it. It's going to be Catholic or catastrophe. Church rescinds job offer to gay coach. You may have heard something about this already, because there's been a change before we even talked about this, but we're still going to talk about it. What's going on? And our Christian Reel is going to be learning how to let go. Give a shout out to Soar Radio, 2-time Stellar Award winner for Best Internet Station of the Year. Make sure you check out the JD Morning Show each Wednesday. It's going to be on my birthday. I should know that day. Each Wednesday at 6 a.m. It's 6 to 9. Check out the JD Morning Show tomorrow between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. Great show. You definitely want to watch. And then also, make sure you stay on Soar Radio, because it's got gospel music, wonderful music, and they have other shows that are just as well that you would want to listen to.
A lot going on.
Yeah, make sure but definitely make sure you check out the Let's Stay Together talk show. For shizzle, as my boys say. As my boy Snoop Dogg would say. Yeah,
Why you say
I got a little, I know some words, not many, probably 1 or 2. It's almost like Spanish. I know, a couple of words. Like, everybody knows the cursing words. You Christian real, we being real. Hey, so, I'm not as, hyped up as I was before, because I am starting to get some rest with this sciatic nerve pain. So we're going to do that. And we do a real quick shout out before I start off to all of our sponsors. We hopefully we can get some of those sponsors back for us. Eyeline Management, American Blues Theaters. Talk to me, girl. You just sitting over there playing on the phone.
No, I'm not playing.
I
I
know.
have to do this part
No,
too.
you don't. But go ahead.
Yeah, Victory
Put your mic
Gardens, Writers Theater. Do you have Goodman?
Okay. You're gonna be low if your mic is lower than your mouth. So
Okay,
you
Victory
can
Gardens.
turn it like this too.
Okay.
Go ahead. You act like you don't
Writers
like somebody
Theater,
telling you. It's a
Victory's
radio
Garden.
show.
I'm trying to think of the rest of them.
Don't worry about it. Just make sure you put your mic up to your mouth so people can hear you. But we're gonna go on. This is what married couples do, because Brenda never likes to listen to me when I tell her something, because it is a radio show and I need to make sure they hear her instead of her talking over the mic. But we've been married for 27 years. We are going to have some disagreements, and you gonna hear about them too on this show. So that's just how it is. Let's go right now for Christian Real.
Christian Real, we're talking about learning how to let go. So, babe, you want to take this on how to let go of things from the past here?
No, I actually want you to take it.
Nope.
What you got to say? You ain't got nothing to say about that?
Not
learning
yet.
how to because learning how to let go is something that I came up with because of you.
I bet.
It's a lot of times what happens with a lot of people, especially for those the people that we love, we try to take on their problems and pains. And the example that I'm using right now is Brenda all the time seeing me. You frowning about something? Is something wrong? It's okay. Is it okay?
No, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Brenda was trying to take on my pain. And I'm sitting in the bed and she's, looking like she's hurting just as much as I'm hurting. I'm like, you can't take on my pain. And we do that sometimes. We try to, emulate or show sympathy for the person that we're with by taking on their pain. And when we do something like that, it's not very helpful because it causes us to go into a state of depressions, being upset, messing up our day. And it's something that we should not do. Any comments you want to have on there?
I mean, that's good topics, good tips and everything. It's hard now not to do that when you love someone. It really is. You do try to take on their pain and go through stuff with them. Good Lord, it's okay, Rick. It moves.
No,
it keeps
but no.
dropping.
Do
go
this.
through
Turn
stuff.
the thing up, Brand. Just turn this up like this. That's all you got to do.
Okay, you go through the pain. We're gonna keep going through this thing today.
Because you're not talking in the mic, dear. But go ahead.
Okay, you go through their pain and you want to see them healthy and you want to see them all right. And when they're in pain, you want to feel like you're doing something. So that's easier said than done. Well, with most, when I really think about it, most men do that. They block it out and they move on. Women are nurturers, so we just try to help one another.
Yeah, we got this star over here that wants to look at the video more than talking to the mic.
It's trying to get this thing up on
I
the
know,
system
but
here.
it's still a radio show. That's the most important thing. They got to hear you on the radio show. We're paying, and we have sponsors that are paying to be on here because it's a radio show, so they can hear us. So we have to make sure we do that. But here's one of the things that I saw that was interesting as we have our little scat on the air. I looked at this and it says 7 signs you are taking on other people's pain. And I kind of like this because what it was saying here was you talk about the problem a lot. It's very difficult when you are talking about someone else's pain, probably more or just as much as they are. You are sharing it with other people. You can feel when you talk to that person, you could feel them sharing that pain, and it can be be detrimental to the individual who doesn't have the pain, who is emulating the person who does have the pain, because then you find yourself in a situation where you're depressed, you're down, you're worried, or even to a point where you find yourself not feeling good, or something's wrong with me, and you really don't know what it is because you focus so much on the other person's pain, you've made it become your own.
Okay, that like I said before, that can happen, and it is easier said than done. I mean, it's ways you can let go of the past and let go of things, but when you in it, most people don't just shut it out. Like with you going through this every day, I'll probably say to you, "Oh God," I'll be just, "Rick, you okay? You okay?" And you like, "Yeah, I'm going through it." But when I'm looking at you, you seem miserable. You know, like, oh my God, you're barely walking. So I'm just expressing how I feel when I see you and how it's making me feel when I see you.
And I understand that, and it is. It's you said it's not. It's easier said than done. It's easy to not, emulate someone else's pain. You just have to make the attempt. And I think a lot of times what we do sometimes is we make things harder than what they are. You know, let me just say this: helping someone with their pain is totally different than assuming the pain. I've counseled people in the 30 something years I've been in ministry. I've counseled for like 20 something years. I could feel the pain of the individuals, but I never take on their pain because I can't help someone if I take on their pain. Because
Now, that only refers to up and close personal with me. Anybody else, I don't do.
But we're still focusing on you. I just used you an example. We're not.
Okay.
This is not about you. Okay, I use you an example. And even in that scenario, I'm not going to take on your pain. If you have a pain, not once have I taken on your foot pain. Because I can't. And what happens when I take on that pain? What happens a lot of times? I take on the misery. I take on the negative things that comes with that pain, and we have to be careful not to hold on to it. It says, just to be clear, this isn't about gossiping about other people. It's not that. What we're saying is that to help me, I want you to understand my pain, not take it on. And a lot of times what we do is that we want to help the person so much, we feel that if we assume or assimilate how they feel, it brings us closer to that person, and that person feels, well, she really cares or he really cares for me because I can see the pain in them when they see the pain in me. But it's not helpful when you do that.
No.
It's not. It says, the second thing that says, you think about them all the time. When you're thinking about someone else's pain just as much as they are, then that can be an issue. That can cause psychological issues, mental issues, physical issues, because now you have brought in negativity. It's almost like, they say, don't let Satan into your life. This scenario here, you're letting in something to bring you pain. It's like I'm living a carefree life, and yet I take a hammer and I hit myself upside the hand just so I can feel the same pain that you feel. Huh?
I was thinking, oops, upside the head.
Yeah. and you don't want to do that. And, the thing about it, what I hear so much from people is that they will say what you said. Well, that's my family, and it's gonna be hard for me not to feel their pain. But you're not there to feel their pain. You're there to understand the pain. If you're gonna help someone, you have to understand the pain. Feeling the pain doesn't help you.
So with this topic, it's like a twofold, where you were saying a person taking on someone pain, how do you let that go? Or it could be, I'm trying to think, and this even parlay into this topic, that you can't let go of certain things in your life, in your past, not the person you're taking on the pain, like if somebody wronged you or hurt you.
No, I'm talking about an individual who knows that someone is going through pain, and then they're trying to help them, and they take on that same pain that they're going through. Say that someone, they lost a loved one, and they're in pain, and they're talking to you about that pain. And if you assume that same pain, you're not really helping them. What you're helping them with is understanding and listening to them, and providing, care, love, solace, giving them, advice, or just a wonderful, just a helping ear. I'm listening to you to vent. I'm listening to you to go through the pain. I'm helping that way. But what happens is that we we want to be so close to that person. We want to feel their pain. I made that big mistake in my life when I first got into the ministry. I said to the Lord, I want to feel the same pain you feel with people. And it was the biggest mistake I made, because, oh my God, I mean, the pain sometimes that I feel when I look at some people, it was just, I mean, I'm crying because I could feel the pain that they were going through. And I'm like, oh, this is too much. I mean, I can't be going day by day, not only carrying my own worries, but the worries of others. I'm not God. I can't do that. And what sometimes we have is a God complex, that we want to be so close to that person that if they're going through something, we go through it as well. And it's not very prudent to do that, because now you got two people are hurting and no one's helping. And so you got to be careful with that. The second thing that they said, there's another thing they said. I'm not going to go through all of them. I did think I like some of them. You are listening to everyone, but you feel no one is listening to you. A lot of times it happens with people when they get so close to someone else's pain. When it's time for them to talk, they don't feel that no one's listening to them. And so what happens is like, I'm listening to all the things that they're going through and blah, 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 blah. But if I got a problem, they don't want to listen to me. That does happen. That does happen sometimes, when someone will find themselves so engrossed into the pain of someone else and that person needs that person to speak to. But what happens sometimes is that I want to share some of the things that I'm going through, and that person mentally is not there to help you. That's why it's very difficult for two people to experience the same pain, because now you don't really have anybody listening or trying to help. So now you've experienced the same pain she's experiencing, and you are not really listening to help her. You're just listening to be an ear. But at some point, we need to let go and just help that person. Hey, I understand that you lost a loved one, but God will be there to help you through. Go, day by day, you can go through this with God's help. I'll send you some scriptures. I'll help you this way, but you can make it through. Then call them the next day. Hey, just let you know you can make it through. That's helping. Not saying, girl, I was, really hurt me yesterday, but all the pain you're going through, that's not really helping someone. Go to the next thing that I have here, because I don't want to get caught on all of these. It says you think about it all the time. There was one on here that I really thought was interesting. You ignore or deny your own problems. When you are so engrossed in someone else's pain, sometimes you find yourself not paying attention to your own issues, and they grow and they fester and they become bigger because you are so engrossed into someone else, you haven't resolved your own. And when that happens, that's when that person starts feeling that no one's listening to them, because they have issues too. Now, everybody every day has a problem they have to deal with. Typically we deal with something that may be problematic or we don't like. The last couple of days I've had all kinds of problems. But the thing that I always say is, this is the worst thing that can ever happen to me. I'm blessed because I don't let that problem, invade, my peace. It's going to come. That's why the Bible says, no weapon formed against us shall prosper. Yeah, the weapon's going to come, but I make sure it doesn't prosper. But when you start ignoring and denying your own problems because you want to help so much, it becomes a problem for you. You feel miserable even though there is nothing seriously wrong with you in your life. You took on the other person's pain. And so you're wondering, why did I wake up feeling this way? Yeah, I'm not saying you, but you ever happen, this is Radio Land. You ever have a situation where you woke up feeling bad and you like, why am I feeling this way? And then you realize you took on someone else's pain. And for a moment, the Spirit of God within you was trying to rescue you from being evaded by something else other than its spirit of peace. And then you forgot about it, but then you wake feeling this way? That happens to us because on other problems, pains, worries of others, we wake up sometimes or we wonder, why am I feeling this way? They got one more that I really wanted to. You feel you are not doing enough to help. That's like the number one thing. A person they'll go into depression because this person trials and tribulations in their lives, and you love them so much. There's nothing you can do, and that's why I like to say, hey, that person had to go through that themselves. Hey, you can breadcrumbs through the storms, but you gotta let that person go through the storms themselves. You can help them. You can be that hand that's reaching out and say, hey, this is the way, But when you try to do so much and you find yourself in a situation where you're not helping at all because you can't. There's no way you can help me through this sciatic nerve I have. I mean, you have been exemplary, a wonderful wife, and doing everything you can to make me feel more comfortable with going through it. Taking care of this, doing that. I mean, picking up something on the floor. I mean, you've been, but going through the pain, I got to go through that my own. And when you help that person to go through that pain, you can help them go through it alone because they have to. There's just certain things you cannot do. I mean, sometimes, I can give them money and help them through that. Well, you, as the old thing says, you gave them a fish, but have you taught them how to fish? You help them with this temporary, but what happens if they go through the same thing again? Where they feel better, but yet they go right back to it. That's what the doctor said to me. I'm going to conclude this now. He said, there's going to be a threshold where this pain is going to go away. He said, don't stop coming. Don't stop coming, because if you stop coming, you're going to do one or two things, or something's going to happen, and that pain's going to go right back, and we're going to have to start all over again.
So hopefully you won't have to keep going there forever.
But there's a period of time that I have to go there. And there may be some times like once a month, I'll still be going there just to get a reason or make sure that everything is okay, make sure it doesn't happen again. What I'm saying is that there's that you have to go through to make, and if you learn how to let go, the individual will learn how to let go and allow that person to go through the process. It helps then you try to hold on to the pain yourself.
Okay.
So I don't know if you want to add something or say something.
My tips was different from what we were saying about. I think I didn't get a page with you on this. That my tips was referring to letting go of different things, the pain that happens to you as the individual, not taking on the pain for someone else. No, that is something totally different we're talking about, because dealing with your own pain, different thing, on its own. I mean, I can't tell you how I'm ready for this pain in my back to my to go away. That every day that I wake up, I'm having to get up out of bed because I know I'm going to be in some pain. The thing about it now is that pain has subsided. It may take me an hour when it first happened before I felt somewhat better. Now it's like maybe 10 or 15 minutes, feeling better. I can, deal with that pain. But, it was a process. It was definitely a process. So the Christian Real of learning to, this is talking to the Christian that wants to help. They want to assume the pain of the individual. Don't assume the pain of the individual. Come through the pain in an encourager, love, by contacting them, being consistent, being dedicated as a person they can turn to when they need a helping hand, and not be
to take on their, because it's very difficult to take on somebody else's. So we're going to talk about that. I hope y'all enjoy that. We're going to go on to our music, and the music kind of talks a little bit about that as well. We're going to have Kurt Franklin is going to come with Better. Then Jennifer Hudson, we're going to have I Am Changing, Needs to Change. And that's something we need to do when we're dealing with pain or the pain of others, is to change. And I'm going to go old school on this. The LA Mass Choir, That's When You Blessed Me. When you know that person has been blessed by what you have done, is when you've helped them go through by not assuming pain, but helping them through the pain. Hey, listen to this. Those of you all be on Soar Radio, go and to Facebook. You'll see us out there as well. See the beautiful Brenda McCain, and I'll be sitting there. And we're gonna have some changes to how things are gonna look next week to the show. For that, Brenda, what it is, because I don't like to share things with her, because she always want to say I don't want to do it that way. But it's my party, and I'll cry if I want to. It's my day. Like you celebrate the whole month, I'm celebrating 2 days. Can I get 2 days? Can I get 2 days?
Freezing up on here, so
Who's freezing up? Oh, maybe it's on you. I don't see anything freezing, causing any problems. But we're gonna go on and music. This is Rick McCain along with my girl, my boo, Arthur. We'll be right back after these and commercials. You can talk anytime you want to.
Okay. One of the stories that caught our attention is, I believe her name is Shaw K. Richardson. How she responds to you saying she should train harder, and might agree. As you know, this is the young athlete in Olympus. The mother had died and caught smoking marijuana once upon a time or something, and everybody came down on her. But she speaking, real hard and speaking like she and been every time she go out and speak and what she have to say, she's not the Olympus at that time. So that's when that person speak less and train harder. But she co-signed it, Rick, on a comment from someone saying, "Stop speaking on me. Don't even speak to me."
Yeah.
And that's an interesting comment.
Yeah, she's allowing herself to get too caught up in her words. And Usain Bolt is the one that said to her, to speak less and focus on your training. I mean, this guy is a worldwide Olympian. Okay, he knows what he's talking about. So, I mean, I would want to listen to that person as they're speaking. But I mean, and she's talking all this trash, and she got blowed away on one of the things. I'm trying to see if this thing is, and it does seem skipping a little bit.
I'm hearing music for some reason.
You hear music over here, but that happened, so I can understand that. I see some errors coming up in here.
Now, why are you fixing that? Usain was trying to encourage her to sing a different tune, telling the New York Post he disapproves of her trash talking and advising her to focus on training. Because when you trash talk, if you talk that big talk, you have to back it up. And she was talking so much trash, and she couldn't back it up. What he was saying is Jamaicans hate that. They don't like to talk about them. And if you that arrogant and bold to do that, come with it with something behind it. And that don't seem like that was happening. This is right down the middle, because she has a lot of followers that support her, and then of course a lot of people respect him.
Yeah, I mean, they don't like that. I mean, and they just I mean she got in one of those things where the Jamaican came into first, second, and third place. And I mean, she's just doing all talking, and I think you're young, super have been out there and they don't talk that much. They just let the do the work for them. Show it that way. But she is doing a lot of talking back or stuff like that, and she just needs to stop doing that.
Is that just her personality to come with it that way? Just, or I mean, is it by the media how they've been trashing her and she retaliating back? What's going on? Why is she still doing this?
Well, I think it's just that she doesn't know any better. She doesn't know any better, and it's caused an issue. And I am going to apologize. Like we're having some problems with our screen on Facebook, and eventually I it off and stay on the radio, and then drop this Twitch thing. I think that's what's causing the major issue is Twitch, and we need to drop that, have it better, because it's getting a lot of drop things, and it's just getting it's getting bigger and bigger. Apologize for that. I'll see what I can do on it, but we're gonna go on with what we're talking about. It's a shame that she's doing this talking. I do believe that listen to a superstar like a Usain Bolt. Hey, focus on your craft and stop doing all this stuff. Will show its voice.
Well, I hope listen, because that's not going to do good for. Another story that's interesting is the second J&J dose results in stronger protection. The company says that the second dose of J&J COVID-19 vaccine results in a stronger protection. I think this is true because this is a shot that we have both taken, but it was confusing to me. A second dose of Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine given 2 months after the first leads to protection. Now, I can't even say waiting on her to move her car for you to get in, because if she was sitting there, she wasn't moving or pretending like she was gonna move anyway. But he just didn't like the fact she come and decided to go up to her, just to go up to the woman and say some derogatory stuff and spit in her face and her door. That's grounds of you looking for what weapon. You are. You don't go up to people like that and to do something like that and think it's okay. And then I think when her mother came out, she heard the accusations being the way he was doing that, he run her over. It's like, just please arrest this man. Attempted murder, coming up to somebody you don't even know, spitting. That is just a form of humanity too.
Yeah. Hey guys, we're having a huge problem with Facebook right now, and I'm gonna have to work with Kenny to get resolved and go back to our way. I'm gonna cut this off because everything is dropping dramatically, so I apologize for that. We're just gonna do the radio show, then we'll come back to